Hello and welcome to Dining with Q. This is our first installment. And girl, before we hop in, what I have for you today are vegan chicken nuggets with a drizzle of syrup over top of my fries. I'm serving you bush beans, vegetarian beans with cheese. I'm serving you potato salad. And I'm serving you condiments, girl. I'm giving you sour cream, Thousand, standard mustard, and ketchup. And currently I have on Nacho Libre. I don't know what made me put this on. Because no tea. It really doesn't seem like something I would like, honestly. Like I actually really like Jack Black, but this feels kind of corny. It might be good though. Let me turn her down just a wee bit. I think that might do it. One thing I will say that the vegans got very right are vegan chicken nuggets. There's actually a number of things that I like that are vegan, but this is currently one of my favorites. So good. So good. Oh, I didn't tell you what I was drinking. I'm drinking flavored water, orange flavored water with a little bit of lemon juice at the top. 0 calories for the added flavor, and 0 calorie with the lemon. So what, she wanted to be a wrestler, but then she some kind of way got suckered into being a cook? I'm trying to understand what's going on. I mean, it looks kind of interesting. Okay, but I need her to calm down. You spilling the fucking food, girl. And why are you throwing it like that? And it looked nasty as fuck, too. It actually looks kind of gross, secretly.
Especially delicious.
He knows it's nasty. Did a booger come out of his nose? Okay, but what are you eating? Clearly he didn't know how it tasted, so what are you eating? Why can't I have what you're eating? Girl, these nuns and priests, girl, be living hound to hog while the congregation is sitting here eating goat fucking milk. Drinking goat milk that's 3 months old. I'm talking about, just be grateful, girl. Just be grateful. Mother Teresa's raggedy ass. Let me see about this bitch. Girl, I was reading how she wouldn't give the people in her hospital like pain medications and shit like that, because she felt by you suffering, it brings you closer to God. But then later on, when she got sick, what do you think she did? Do you think she suffered, or did she take the pain meds? Ooh. Then I was reading that the conditions of her locations were like, I mean, you probably would be better off in the street.
For God has blessed us with a new teacher.
Because why the fuck would you go to a hospital? Why the hell would you go to the hospital in very close quarters with people who are like contagious and who are sick? So you might have a better chance just being in the wilderness than to go to her hospital. It was almost like you knew you were going to die if you went to her hospital. Girl, when I started learning about Miss Teresa, I said, wow. Wow. It's almost like, don't even Google these girls, because by the time you Google them and see what they're really about, girl. And I think Mother Ashley was telling me how. Was it Mother Ashley? I think it was Mother Ashley. She was telling me how Martin Luther King was cheating on Miss Coretta after Miss Coretta devoted her life to his cause. Wow. It's like, bitch, you don't ask me to live my life in the line and then cheat on me, bitch. My life, the kids' lives, everybody's in danger, and this motherfucker's out chasing panties. Girl. I mean, theoretically speaking, cheating is like the least of my concerns when it comes to these girls. Because in Mother Teresa's case, people were suffering, like dying because of her. Mahatma Gandhi was the same way. I was reading that his wife had gotten sick, and whatever it was something real simple. Hold on 1 second. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. And what I was reading was that whatever it was, all she needed was like penicillin or antibiotics or something. And he refused. He was like, no. No. These medications are not of God, so she's not going to take them. And girl, she died. Then, later on in life, he got the same illness she got. And what do you think he did? He took the medication. She was a dumb bitch too, because I'd been like, Magandhi, fuck you. I'm taking these medications. How the hell does he get to have that type of control over someone else's life? Then I read that he was a racist and that she had went to jail. And when she went to jail, she was like, I don't want to be with the black girls. I feel like I should be with the white girls. Wow. There was some type of racist term that they called the black girls in Africa back then. And apparently she was so racist. I didn't know that. I'm like, wow. But then, of course, you have Martin Luther King up here marching with this bitch in his diaper. But maybe he didn't. Maybe he was like me and really did not know how he was. It's just crazy to me. I mean, humans, it's like there's a certain level of mistakes that I'll allow somebody to make because as humans, you're going to make them, period. Period. There's not a single person you could think of who is perfect. Literally. Meaning, if you were to some kind of way go into their past, every decision they've made, you would be like, I would do that too. Or that was the right thing to do. Me, everybody has made mistakes, but certain things to me are inexcusable. This is where we are with the plate, girl. She's pretty much finished. Well, there still is a lot of food on the plate. Never mind. It's a decent amount. But, girl, yeah. Everybody. There's no one you could think of. But by the time you start talking about people are dying because, for whatever because of your weird logic. And you know what? With Miss Teresa and with Gandhi, had they, when they got sick, had they refused the medications, I would still feel like it was a turd, but at least I would have had more respect for them because that tells me that you believe the shit you're saying. You really believe it. But when you make everybody else turn down the pain medications when they're suffering, they have fucking all that shit grown off their skin and they're terminally ill, and you're going to tell them no. And then when you get sick, you say yes. That tells me it was all a bunch of bullshit. Like, it was just some shit for you to say because you got put into a position at the right time where, for whatever reason, everybody chose you. And so, you start talking all your shit, but even you don't believe it. Because, Teresa, what happened to all that bullshit about being closer to God? And then when you got sick, you was like, girl, fuck God. Go ahead on, give me this medication, bitch. Now I'll see what this bitch was going through. It's like, how can this bitch walk through the halls of her hospital, hearing these girls in agony and saying, no medication? That's evil to me, actually. And it's just crazy because she's like, before I started reading about this bitch, when I would see her pictures, I used to think, look at her eyes. You wanna know what's so interesting? What's funny is when you learn something about somebody that's really bad, it's almost like in a split second, the things that made them endearing all of a sudden turn the opposite. Because once I read about her, I was like, when I went back to her picture, all of a sudden she looked like real old and crinkly. She looked like one of them girls. You ever see like a white girl who's been smoking since she was like 13? Like chain smoking. By the time she turned like 50, her skin is like advanced. I don't know how to describe it. It's a certain look to it. I can't even describe it. But the skin, it's like her skin ended up looking like a crocodile or a damn turtle or something. Or a goddamn armadillo. Like, I can't even describe. I know it when I see it, but I don't know how to describe it. Teresa looked like she smoked cigarettes every day. I wonder what her hair looked like. She probably didn't have no hair. Because, bitch, with her stupid ass logic, you putting hair care products in your head takes you away from Jesus. If you want to be closer to God, stop washing your hair. Stop combing it. That'll take you straight to heaven. On second thought, she probably had a luscious head of hair. Because what we've learned is that this bitch will tell you some shit, but in secret, she's shampooing her hair with Pantene. Girl, she got a thick ass mane. Girl, she combs it, she brushes it, she styles it. On Saturdays, girl, she's out at the country club. Girl, I couldn't take it. I couldn't believe it when I read that about her. All my life, I thought she was of the people. It's just a disappointment when you learn someone who you thought was real quick. Am I the only person that when I'm drinking a beverage with a straw, so that I don't drink it too quick, I pinch it as I'm drinking? Either with my hand or with my mouth, I'll just so that it'll kind of slow. And what's interesting about it is even though less of the drink is entering my system, it still feels like it's the same amount, which is interesting. I don't know how to describe that. Girl, no tea, I'm about full. This is actually the first thing I'm eating all day. So typically in general I have, and I'm not saying this is the best way to be, this is just the way I'm doing it. Typically I have one big plate and then I'll have some pecan. I don't even like pecans like that, but girl, I will eat them. But I have pecans. What I really like are pistachios. Now that's what I really like. But they're so expensive, girl, and I don't see why. It's like, how come pistachios are so much more expensive than almonds? Or even regular peanuts? Bitch, I can get a whole bag of peanuts for like $3. But yet, for just the small bag of pistachios, it's almost $10? Is it because it's an exotic peanut? Like, but anyway, I was about to say something and I lost my train of thought. That being said, I'm actually get ready to wrap this up because now I'm actually kind of sleepy, girl, no tea. And I didn't even finish all of this. Oh, well, I don't remember what I was about to say, but I'll say this real quick. So for me, because I have like the one meal, if you know anything about fasting, I know about it because I was raised in Islam, so for Ramadan I would fast for the whole month. By the end of the cycle, it's almost like, for whatever reason, you can't eat as much food as you used to. Over time, you'll go back to normal, but in the beginning, when you try to eat shit that you could probably normally eat, no problem. Like right now, I still have, let me show you what I got. I got about this. So this is just condiments right here. This is just sour cream. Got a little bit of potato salad left. Just a little corner of beans, condiments, a few fries, and a piece of chicken nugget, girl. I'm pretty much finished. I feel like this, I'm good to go. I'm good right now. Like, plus maybe the beverage also helped to take, because I had about this much drink. So, maybe that's also the reason I'm full too. But the whole point in the nutshell is, you know, I bought some pound cake the other day, some lemon pound cake that was sugar-free. Then I purchased some vanilla ice cream that was also sugar-free. And what else did I buy? I got my cinnamon apple Cheerios, which, by the way, girl, you have to try those at least once. To me, the cinnamon apple or the apple cinnamon Cheerios, it's a treat And I got the almond vanilla milk for my cereal. But for me, it's like a guilty. It's like a no. I take that back. It's not a guilty pleasure. It's a guiltless pleasure because I feel like that's one of the healthier cereals that still taste like it's not that healthy. I mean, it don't taste as sugary as say Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but it's kind of giving you that middle ground where, like, let's just say after I eat this in an hour or 2 or 3, if I feel hungry, I'll pour myself a nice little bowl of cereal with my vanilla almond milk. And then what I'll do is just munch on that. And what's so crazy is that whole bowl will be like 180 calories. Maybe closer to like 300 just because of the milk too, the almond milk. But the point is, I think I've been doing pretty okay with this whole diet situation. Like the scale is saying that I'm losing weight, bitch. When I look in the mirror, I could see it. I could see it. You probably can't see it because on this camera, I feel like it doesn't really show. But in my everyday real life, like my face is starting to slim back down, bitch. Like I can see more details in my face, bitch. Girl, I'm starting to see my chest is going back to how she was. Although I don't want to lose all the weight. I just want to get to a point to where it's just my body fat percentage is around, because I think I'm at 20% right now. Too high. It need to be more like 10%. I think I can live with 10% body fat. 10% is a great percent. You know what I'm saying? For me. Other girls may be different. For me, I think 10% is where I want to be. And then what I want to do is kind of bulk it up a little bit, but not too much, because I don't want to be a meathead. That's not the look that I'm going for. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but that's just not the look that I'm going for. I like it on other people. I just don't want it for me. I think for me, it is so funny when she goes under this blanket. She's literally underneath this blanket. That is so funny to me. But yeah, so for me, I just feel like it doesn't go with my personality. Like, when I envision myself being like super like that, it just feels wrong. Not wrong in general, but wrong for me. Like, it doesn't fit my personality, who I am. It gotta be muscular, but still like slim. For me. That's what I think works for me. Here's an update. Not that you guys asked for it, but I'll just throw this in. So, my back has been doing so good, you guys. And I've been trying to be conscientious of how I posture myself. But girl, I want to say, I think it's a combination of me losing weight and also me, because I have my little back, what do you call that? Back brace, if you will. I have a little back brace. I haven't worn that thing in at least maybe a little under a week, maybe, unless I wore it and totally forgot about it. But the point is, normally I wear it so much, it's like I can tell you I wore it like an hour ago. But I haven't worn that thing in like a little under a week. And I don't want to get too excited because I don't want it to be like, oh my God, my back pain has subsided. And then it's like, oh, it was just a fluke. Maybe it was okay, but now it's back. Like, I don't want to jinx myself, but so far, it's like, so far so good. And I don't know if it's a combination of the weight loss. Also, I've been doing my little workout with my Fitbit watch. I already hit my goal today of 8,000 steps. I've actually exceeded it. I'm at 83. My heart rate is doing okay. I don't know what the other things are. I still have to learn it. I have my little booklet. I need to learn her just so I can know what all the controls are. But I feel like it's probably a combination of me exercising, me cutting back on my eating, because as you saw, even though I had a bunch of condiments on here, I pretty much didn't even, like, look at all of this. Look at all this sour cream. Like, mustard, ketchup. I pretty much ate the Thousand Island, but I didn't even finish this. So, I think between the eating, the exercise, me trying to be aware of my back and how I position myself. Yeah. Sidebar, I don't know if I mentioned this in the table read, but I think I'm going to shoot a little cipher type video for Dead to Me. That's what I think I'm going to do. So hopefully you all enjoyed that song, and hopefully you all enjoyed the first installment of Dining with Q. Again, like I said before, keep in mind that this is the first installment, so things are subject to change, on a need-to basis, depending on what works best for this particular service, this particular plate what we're serving. But hopefully you enjoyed it, and it for a moment, because it's not the longest video that I've done, but hopefully, just for a moment, it took you away from whatever you were doing. And you already know the drill, darling. You already know the drill. Fiesta Blangelito Galistan, the best will always come through. And as always, until next time, baby, that's all there is.